So, but I think between the Ultimate Eye, the brand new Maximum Lutein plus zeaxanthin, as well as the astaxanthin, I think we'll have a lot to talk about. And the science and research, as much as the reviews are exciting, the science and research on these ingredients, beyond compelling. Lutein and zeaxanthin, these are not some invention of me, it's an invention of someone else, and they are the optical pigments in your eye, and not only do they protect your eyes long term, but they improve the quality of your vision right here and now, so you benefit today.
Well, it's time to get happy. For those of us that want happy feet, happy legs, if you are somebody that struggles every day and every night with the swelling, with the heaviness, this is a product that is a see the difference, feel the difference. There's no doubt about it. For so many years, people turn to Andrew's circulation and vein support for a true way to just feel that little bit of relief. Not only in the way you feel, but in the way you look as well. If you are a big fan of this, you will know that for our extra special savings event, this is a time to shop. I want to quickly go over the pricing, because this is a product that people can't live without. Cannot live without this. 30, 60, 180, 360. Never feel shy to just go for the 30 caps. Give this, you know, 30 days. See what you think. See if you feel the difference. For those of us that want to maximize our savings up to the 360, obviously that saves you $40, and they are on the 5 Flex. Andrew, did you have any idea that this was going to have the impact on people that it did?
Well, I knew about the science, and the science was so exciting, and we're going back now about 22 years,
right.
23 years, so I knew about the science. It's an ingredient that's been recommended by medical doctors throughout Europe for decades. It started probably about 70 years ago, and it was an ingredient that they recommend for the healthy circulation of their patients' legs. And here in the United States, things are regulated differently. It's a natural ingredient. We don't make drug claims. So I knew how effective it was. The clinical science is beyond compelling. I could read some of the science in a second. What I did is just to give you an idea, we have probably about 300 reviews there. And rather than grab the reviews from the top, I just grabbed some reviews from the middle.
There you go.
Around 140, 150. So I just grabbed some of them, and just to show how, even if I randomly just grab some reviews, how compelling the reviews are. But as exciting as the reviews are, the science is equally compelling, where the science they're talking about, they use terms to describe the benefits as being absolutely clear and unequivocal in terms of the benefits, which scientists, they tend to be almost like politicians a little sometimes. They hedge their bets. They use language like probably and possibly and likely. They don't necessarily say absolutely and clearly, which is how they've been talking about this ingredient in the science, because the results are clear. And so let's read some results here from individuals like you. Amazing. I bought these on the recommendation of a dear friend. My legs have been aching recently. Then the swelling started. My doctor advised elevating my legs during the day. Nothing was helping. After receiving these, I took them for 3 days and started seeing and feeling the difference. I'm 76 years old and feel like I have been given a new pair of legs to stand on. Wow. Thank you, thank you. It's like a miracle. I've been suffering from swelling of my ankles, feet, and legs for far too long. I started taking circulation vein support when I received it a week ago. The swelling has significantly diminished. It was uncomfortable to walk any distance, but less now. Thank you, Andrew, and God bless you. Wow. Thank you. And again, it starts usually within a matter of days or a week or two, and it only continues. It works. I take my supplements with my afternoon meal, all Andrew Lessman's, by the way, but I found out that taking circulation vein support works best if I take it about an hour before bedtime. A lot of folks say that. My leg nerves would cause me grief. It felt like mild electric shocks in one and then the other. I couldn't sleep because of it. And we hear this all the time. Restlessness in their legs, heaviness in legs. With Andrew Lessman's supplement, I don't have that so-called tingling anymore and can fall asleep easier. I'll do without other items I may need before I'll run out of this. Thank goodness Andrew believes in science. Thanks, Andrew. Well, we read the science and then we follow it, and that's why the benefits follow our products. They do work. I've been skeptical but wanting to try these for years. I tried the drugstore brand and it upset my stomach. I kept getting bad leg cramps and my doctor prescribed something else that didn't work. So I went for it and finally ordered these. Because of the price and the numerous other products I use by Andrew, I take one capsule every other day, and I can definitely tell the difference.
Right.
And this is ideally 2 capsules a day. Some people take 1 a day, 1 every other day. It's ideally 2 a day.
Okay.
I believe I'm just going to jump in and order the larger bottle since they're 20% off. And now when we get these during a visit, it's about 20 or 25% off. Hopefully they'll work for you, but order the smaller bottle first to make sure they work. I've learned that from past experiences. By the way, whether you get the small or large bottle, you get a money-back guarantee.
Yes, you do.
So you still can send it back. You
Yep.
could take 10 capsules,
Yep.
decide you don't like it, 30 capsules. So it works. For years, walking was a chore. For me, my legs felt like they weighed a ton. After only a week of taking the supplement, I'm doing so much better. I still have a day or so a week with aching, but really these capsules have changed my life. One last one. This changed my life. Thank you. For years, I had problems with swelling in my feet and ankles. I went from doctor to doctor because I thought there was something very wrong and was told by all there was not. Still, my ankles and feet were like sausages after work every day, and I was miserable.
Right.
I spent every night with my legs up to get the swelling down, only to have it come back the next day. Then I saw these awesome supplements. I ordered circulation and vein support and started taking 2 a day. I realized within about a week that I hadn't even noticed that the swelling had stopped completely.
Yeah.
Honestly, my ankles and feet are totally back to normal since I started taking these supplements, and my legs feel much better too. Thank you, Andrew.
I joke, but because my mom is a big fan of circulation and vein support, my mom always wants to come in and visit. I'm scared that she's going to run up to Andrew and give her a big hug because and she'd get a big kiss as well because she just loves Andrew.
That happened today to Muriel and me. We were at the outlets and where are they? They're in Miramar Outlets on the way back from mine. We're driving back.
Yeah.
And that's where I found this tie.
It's very dapper.
Thank you. And it's funny, at the outlets, invariably a half a dozen people will come up to me and thank me for their supplements. So,
well,
yeah.
and it means the world because, as you know, Andrew is unapologetic when it comes to, and well, 2 things, Andrew. You said, somebody in there mentioned about being skeptical. It's okay to be skeptical in life, right? It's okay to, just look at things a little bit.
We need to be skeptical. Right. Skeptical and cynical are sort of, I don't know, they're kind of pejorative. They're sort of negative terms. Just being skeptical. I call it just being curious.
Right.
And if you're curious, you require an appropriate amount of facts or validation, whatever you want to call it, or information, so that you can make an informed decision. You shouldn't blindly just purchase something because someone told you you should or you need it. You should understand what it is and what it's going to do. And that's why I spend most of my time focusing on just that. And I know other vitamin companies, they've told me, they appreciate my shows because my shows, when I have a show about omega-3s, omega-3s sell more frequently at all the big super retailers and supermarkets and things. So I recognize that the principal role I play here isn't selling my products. It's educating so that you could purchase products in a more informed and educated fashion. And frankly, that's the only way we should get anything. We should know what we're getting and why we're getting it. That's why we do the factory remotes. So you have a sense of where these products are made because you're entitled to that. And that's how we do everything we do.
And to Andrew's point, that's what's so important. He follows the science and is unapologetic about that. That's why all of this information means so much. Special savings throughout the show, throughout the weekend. Our today's special launches at midnight for our Ultimate Eye Support. Sucress and Soleil, 2 brand new products from Andrew coming up. But I want to spend a few moments talking about Ultimate Friendly Flora because this is important. I had for a while been taking proton pump inhibitors, different antacids. It was only when I was stood here with Andrew that I started to understand the benefits, the importance of having friendly flora and having, my body populated because Andrew, it wasn't doing it properly.
And we have, it's interesting, there's more genetic material when we talk about DNA and RNA, genetic material, and we would figure that in our body, the DNA and RNA that's present in say the nuclei of our cells and things like that, that it's got to be our genetic material has got to be the most genetic material in our bodies. Right. There can't be more genetic material than that. Oddly enough, the microflora that populate our bodies, our digestive system and other systems in our body, that genetic material outnumbers our own.
Wow.
The microflora in our body, those organisms outnumber our own cells in our body. So for us to think that we could have healthy, normal digestion, healthy, normal immune system function, really healthy, normal nervous system and brain function, if we don't have a healthy complement of flora populating our body, that would be naive. It's kind of like thinking how we could have healthy bones without having calcium, or a healthy brain without having adequate amounts of phospholipids and omega-3 fatty acids. You just can't. That structure is what drives function, and healthy function is a result of healthy structure. And the probiotics, the friendly flora that populate our body, that's literally part of our structure, who we are. And it's unfortunate with proton pump inhibitors, those medications, they're almost viewed like not being medications.
Right, indeed.
That when it comes to, say, antacids, like what were they, like Tums or things like that, or calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is just an alkaline mineral that neutralizes, that buffers the pH of the acid you secrete in your body. That your body is still doing its job of secreting acid, which is critical for digestion. When you start taking proton pump inhibitors, those actually inhibit the secretion of acid, which changes the pH, the acidity, the alkalinity of the environment in our digestive tract, changes the environment for our probiotics and flora, and affects the immune system function, the barrier function. So those things are not as simple as just pop those things like candy if you have GERD. You need to work very responsibly with your doctor and only use them if you need to use them. But also be aware that they have consequences beyond simply lowering the acidity or lowering the symptoms that you notice in terms of GERD. So we really need to pay attention to that. And of course, the preponderance of probiotics, the preponderance of microflora found in our body